Hey guys, good morning. Happy Halloween. All that and then some. I'm actually not a Halloween person.
Happy birthday to my mom.
Happy birthday to Lance's mom. Now that we got that out of the way, happy Halloween. So I don't, I grew up in Haiti. All I remember was wanting to be the Lone Ranger. Like, there's no doubt I grew up to enjoy women because, like, I literally just wanted to be the Lone Ranger. So we have all these pictures of me and my brother. I dressed up as the Lone Ranger.
No, but why does that have you?
Well, I dressed up as a man, basically. I dressed up as a guy when I was like
I'm a
4 or 5 years old. So Halloween in Haiti, just so you know what Halloween is like in a third world country for a pocket of Americans that live there. My dad had his work pickup truck, which was this like Nissan little truck with one of those cabs, the cab in the back like, connected to it. I mean, this was before the time of helmets and seatbelts. Just please don't think anyone that I'm doing this today. So there were probably maybe 15 Americans down there in our circle of friends. So we all put on the costumes. And if I tell you these costumes, it was like the DIY land of costumes. Like whatever costumes anyone was making, we all made ourselves. So I was the Lone Ranger, and my brother also was the Lone Ranger. I'll never forget, I got the real gun. I think my brother's gun was made of like carrots. Like I think my mom like actually taped 2 carrots together. And I got the only toy gun we had. And the real cowboy hat. Poor thing. I guess the second child is always the scorned one. He got, I'm pretty sure he was wearing like a baseball hat that they spray painted beige. Anyway, we all piled into my dad's pickup truck. Again, 15 kids, ranging in age from 3 to maybe like 8. Pickup truck. Like if you go like this, you fall out of the truck onto the street. Like that's basically it. And we drove around to different people's houses and they gave us whatever thing they had. And it was like French candy. So, like instead of M&Ms, you got Smarties. And instead of like Twizzlers, you got like Twizzlers. Like it was always a little bit off. So we never really had the true candy. But it was, it was a memory I look back fondly on. Risking life and limb to travel around. But like, give it to my parents. They never let us want for something that our compadres in the United States would have had, right? If anyone in the States was doing something, whether it was Halloween or a bat mitzvah or Thanksgiving, whatever it was, they wanted to make sure we were at least exposed to it in some capacity. So that was Halloween. But by the time I moved up to the States, I was in almost 9th grade already, and you were like too cool for school. You like didn't really dress up anymore. So Halloween kind of came and went, and then I happened to end up with Steph, who was like anti-Halloween, or she doesn't really buy into the whole thing.
She's anti-what? Religious reasons? Or?
No, costume reasons, effort reasons,
Okay.
Certainly not religious reasons. So she does not want to dress up. So it falls on me to come on in. Hello. It falls on me to have to like, basically dress the kids up and get them ready. So as you know, you went through this with me. It was like 2 weeks of figuring out what they were going to be. Then it was a month of figuring out how they were going to be that thing. And then it was 2 more weeks waiting for it to come in. And when it was all said and done, it was another week of me just getting the wherewithal to like organize the costume and try it on. I mean, Harper didn't try on her costume until last night, and only then it was because I said, if you put this costume on, you get candy. Like, that's how Halloween works. With costume, get candy. Let me make sure I have the connection right with you. You're 3 years old. You don't understand how this works. You put on a costume, people hand you candy. So I think it finally started sinking
Strangers.
in. Strangers hand you candy. People you don't know give you candy. But don't talk to those people. You just say, trick or treat. So to a 3-year-old, think about what this means. If you put on a strange costume, Mommy, somebody will give me treats. So she was like, I must put on this strange costume immediately. So she woke up this morning at, we'll call it 5 after 5 in the a.m. and wanted to put her costume on immediately. So I blurry-eyed and not so bushy-tailed, was like, all right, let's get this done. So we tried on her costume, and she looked adorable. Sort of. She's the pink lady. Her and the sister, my 3-year-old and my 20-month-old are the pink ladies. Now,
Larry actually said that he's trying to get the pink lady to come in.
Yeah, I mean, look, we would love. You said that, and immediately I was like, is it Olivia Newton-John or Michelle Pfeiffer? Like that's
I think he's
the
getting one of the other
ultimate pink
ones.
lady. But the other ones are awesome as well, Larry. So thank you very much. Even though Lance would love Olivia Newton-John. I just found out that Olivia Newton-John is Lance's like high school crush.
Right,
and Farrah Fawcett and Lonnie Anderson. But are you the one that liked Lonnie Anderson?
Lonnie Anderson
was she married to Burt Reynolds, or they were just?
They were married.
They were married. Yeah. Anyway, that being said, finally got her done. I did not take one good picture of her this morning because I was out the door early, so I'll have to do that tonight. Then it came time to the 20-month-old. Now, the 20-month-old, you can't rationalize with her. I can't use the whole you're going to get tricks if you put on your costume. So I was like, well, what am I going to do? So I put Peppa Pig on, and I start changing her. And for like a split second, she was all distracted. Don't know what's happening. The Peppa Pig is on. We'll do anything you say. The Peppa Pig is on. So that lasted 8 seconds. So what did I get done in 8 seconds? The white undershirt underneath her costume. That's all I got on. By the time the jacket went on, she threw a full-fledged temper tantrum. The kid doesn't like jackets. She's adorable. Cutest little face, cutest little body, cutest little attitude, cutest little sass. Until it comes to putting on a winter jacket. Is it possible like she was born without the gene to feel like she needs to protect herself from the cold? Is that like a thing? Is that like an allele? Like she doesn't have that allele on her chromosome. Anyway, if you could just see what I went through, which is why I literally showed up and sat down in the last 8 seconds because I was downstairs for 12 minutes fighting with a 20-month-old to put on a coat.
Well, your crack crew was ready.
No, you guys were ready.
We were on time.
You were awesome and on time. I would have been on time. But let me show you what she
did.
did.
You had a long commute.
No, because this is what people say. I don't understand what the big deal is, right? Just put her in the coat. Why is it such a big deal? Just put the coat on her. Okay, you try putting on a coat when your kid is doing, on the floor, this. Do you see? The arms are going any which way. The legs are going the opposite way. With the force of a wrestler. I kid you not, the girl has quads like I've never seen in my life. She's like a little milk Hulk. I mean, she's incredible. So then they say, well, just let them cry it out, right? Let them have the temper tantrum. So I said to her, okay, Quinn, you cry it out. Mommy's just going to sit here and watch. And then I heard Lance's voice in my head. Hello, starting the show. Hello, hello, hello. So 5 seconds later, I said, this isn't going to work. We got to force it. So for my second workout of the day, was getting the baby into a winter coat. And by the way, the winter coat's gorgeous. It's not like she's embarrassed because it's a bad winter coat. The winter coat is, I mean, I didn't pick it out. Stephanie is in charge of clothes for the children, and she has much better taste in clothes than I do, and she picked it out. So that took me 12 minutes. So while I came here fully prepared to talk about a wonderful weekend and Halloween and all of it, it's been a tough morning between getting my kids in costumes. Hey, listen, y'all want the candy, but you don't want to put on the costumes to get the candy. It goes both ways, my friends. You make me happy, I make you happy. And it also doesn't help that Steph is like, if they don't want to wear costumes, don't let them wear costumes. I'm like, no, that's not the kind of parenting I want in this house. It's not the, well, if you don't want to take a bath, don't take a bath. I don't want to be that mom that's like, look, she wants to wear, underwear around her face. Like, that's her thing, let her do it. No, let that be your thing. That's not going to be my thing. That, you guys can have that as your thing. That's not my thing. So that's it. So that was 12 minutes, and I didn't even get a chance to tell you about my weekend. But I asked Lance what he did this weekend, and he doesn't remember what he had for breakfast. So I felt like, in many ways, telling you what happened in the last 12 minutes was apropos. Did you have breakfast?
I had breakfast. I was on this diet.
I'm calling it a plan.
A plan, I'm sorry.
Because if we call it a diet, I think we're going to turn people off until we tell people what the plan is, and then they're off.
That's anyway. A plan, yeah.
How do you feel? Today's day 9. Today's day
8.
Today's day 8.
I feel good. I started incorporating potatoes.
It's good, right?
Right. Potatoes are good. It doesn't feel like a diet. Just like, I'm not losing weight.
Well, everyone else is.
Right. I mean,
because you're eating a lot.
I'm eating a lot of, because I think
But think about what you're eating, how healthy and
I feel better. I'm not losing weight, which is good for me, because I drained off all of the processed foods and everything. So.
Right. Well, we should just reset what this meal plan is, even though you keep insisting on calling it a diet, and I think it scares people. The plan is 30 days. Even though everyone I talk to that's on a plan is always on day 12, right? Oh, I'm on day 12. I'm like, how did you get to day 12? I've been on day 8 for like a week and a half. It moves so slowly when I do it. And like Brian's probably done with it. Last week he was on day 12. It's 30 days. It's super easy. Yeah, she said. No grains, no alcohol, no processed sugar, no legumes, no dairy. And you can have nuts, but no peanuts, and everything is a one-ingredient food. So if you're going to eat, say, you know...
M&M's, you can't.
You can't have M&M's. It's not made with just M. You know, there's the other M too, so you can't do that. Can't have a piece of cake, can't have a cracker, can't have anything processed, can't have any sugar added to it. Can't have the gum, the sucking candy. Can't have sugar in your coffee. But I will tell you, 8 days in, and this morning I finally didn't hate my coffee without sugar in it. Granted, it was like this much coffee and like this much almond milk. But I'm getting there. Tomorrow it'll be this much almond milk.
I don't have any...
Sugar, milk or sugar, I know.
Yeah.
Superman that you are.
Well, no, this is what it is. I have potatoes now.
But you should stick more to sweet potatoes than white potatoes if you have the choice and your palate allows you to do both. They're better for you.
Yeah, no, I actually went for the potato last night just because I hadn't had them in so long. So
here's what I had for breakfast. It was a good breakfast this morning. I like to give people ideas. I had 2 hard-boiled eggs with diced sweet potato, a handful of walnuts, a cut-up carrot, and 2 tomatoes. Mixed it all together.
What's normally we would want a carrot, but you got to get going to class.
Yeah. You're right. So I do have to step out for a brief hour today, but let me just tell you why. I think people will understand. So Harper's having this little Halloween party at school. Steph can't come. She's covering this work thing, so I don't want our kid to be the only kid without a parent there. Like, it stresses me out, and I don't want her to be scarred for life, even though I don't even remember the age 3 in mine, but still. So I'm going to step out. I'm going to go there, make an appearance, let her have some candy, scoop her up, come back, and rejoin the show already in progress. Does that, I think everyone thinks that's okay?
Yes.
And when I leave, the Hot Girls Eating are going to come on. They're awesome, and they are going to eat and be hot and talk about all different things and have a friend on, and they'll carry the tune until I get back.
Good deal. So
should we get started, or
let's
do you want to
let's jump into having Margaret on just so you can sort of get...
Okay. Awesome. Hi, Margaret. Hi. How are you?
I'm
Hey, it's breaking.
huge.
The,
Oh, I hope you're pregnant.